Hi, it's Lindsay Diane from DianeDecor.com. In this video, we're going to talk all about how to transition between interior design styles. Inevitably, over time, your taste in home decor will evolve. At one point in your life, you may have been all about modern farmhouse, and now you're leaning a little bit towards modern minimalist. Or you may have really loved coastal, but now you want to go a little bit more traditional. And starting from scratch, unfortunately, is not an option for most of us. That's something that's best left to reality TV. For most of us, we need to transition our style intentionally by changing certain things at certain times to give us the most visual impact. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what those things are that you should start to transition for the biggest impact, and then the things that you can leave for later on that you can change in like a second phase of you moving into a new design style. This is a budget conscious way of going about changing your interior style so that you can have a nice refreshed feeling in your home without having to buy all new furniture and all new decor and repaint your home and do a full renovation. This is more about being intentional with the pieces that we choose to swap out so that we can get that new fresh style in and do it over time and do it in a way that makes sense for us. So let's get started. When you begin to transition between interior design styles, the best thing to do first is to swap out those high impact items. High impact items are those that hold a lot of weight visually. So these are the things that really give you a strong impression when you walk into a room. These are the things that you notice visually first. They don't always need to be a focal point in your room, but they are strong supporting characters for your interior design style. And so these are the things that you want to target first. Here are some examples of high impact items. Area rugs, coffee tables, lighting and lamps, wall accents, pillow covers and textiles, and large statement furniture are all high impact items. Let's talk about why each one of these is a high impact item and what it's doing for your space. And then we'll talk about some budget-friendly ways to transition these items. Rugs. An area rug swap is really important because rugs ground a space and they set the tone. So for example, replacing a Persian style rug with one that's a natural jute rug can help you transition from a traditional style to a more coastal style. Coffee tables. Coffee tables define a room's style. A glass top table style leans more modern, whereas a wood rustic table would lean more farmhouse or even French country. Lighting fixtures are subtle but impactful. A bronze chandelier communicates more of a traditional style, while a sculptural pendant can feel more contemporary. Wall accents. Artwork, mirrors, and wall signs either reinforce or fight with your style direction. Think about removing or replacing these items to help ease your transitions. Now, one of the things that we know for sure that went out with the modern farmhouse style is all of the signage, that sort of word art signage that was all over people's walls. The pantry sign that was above the pantry in the kitchen, and the fork and knife, and all of these sort of kind of kitschy wall art signs. Those are some of the first things that you should think about swapping out. One, they're rather inexpensive, but two, they really, really scream one style or another. So instead, look for some more traditional pieces of artwork. By traditional, I don't necessarily mean the traditional style, but something that's either like a watercolor or an acrylic painting, an abstract painting, a landscape. Things like this stand the test of time and transition well between different styles, instead of something that is screaming one style or another with either its wordage or the symbols that it uses. Pillow covers and textiles are another thing that is a high impact item They're also one of the easiest and most affordable things to transition out. New patterns or textures can refresh a sofa and a bed instantly. Large statement furniture like sofas, dining tables, and beds are defining elements in a space, and they will really anchor you into a particular interior design style. So this is something that is a high visual impact item that should be swapped out in your sort of phase one of transitioning. A tufted sofa looks classic, while a modern low-profile sofa says modern. Think about the pieces that you're choosing that are high impact and that are large furniture pieces to swap out first before you go with some of the other items. So now, those high impact items that we just listed run the gamut as far as cost goes. Not everyone is going to run out and swap out their sofa. Sofas are expensive. Beds are the same. They're investments, and you keep them for multiple years on end, especially if you've bought something that's high quality. So then the question is, how do I transition out of this style without repurchasing this item? Here's some ways where you can transition some of these things in a budget-friendly manner. One, you can layer rugs. So instead of buying a full 11 by 14 new Persian rug, consider buying something a little bit smaller or something second-hand that you can layer on top of an existing rug. Think about using contact paper as a vehicle to update coffee tables, countertops, desks. You can use a faux wood finish, or you can go to a faux marble finish very easily by using contact paper. You'll be able to retain your original furniture piece, but just give it a freshened up look that goes a little bit more with the new style that you're trying to go for. Lamp shades are another thing that you can swap out instead of full lighting fixtures. Swapping shades to change the silhouette or texture of an existing lamp is a great way to go about updating your lighting on a budget. Make sure to swap out pillow covers as opposed to replacing pillows altogether. There's no reason for you to get rid of your pillows. Simply buy new covers to put over them. They're very inexpensive, and you can get them easily online at Amazon. They're easy to rotate out from season to season, or in this case, to help you transition from one interior design style to another. When it comes to furniture, there are two ways that you can update your furniture in a budget-friendly manner to give it a new style. The first is to swap out the legs on your furniture. If you have legs that you can easily screw in, think about swapping out the legs on your furniture to give your piece a new silhouette. You can swap out, traditional legs on a sofa for something a little bit more of like a tapered peg leg to give it a more mid-century modern look. Or you could swap out wooden legs for metal. You can create a pedestal table and you can maintain like your dining room tabletop, but give it a whole new base. Maybe give it a metal base instead of a wood base, or a wood base instead of a metal base. These are ways where you can update your furniture without buying whole new pieces. Another way to update furniture is to update your upholstery by using slip covers. There are covers for sofas, there are covers for chairs, there are covers for stools. They are all very, very affordable and easy to get your hands on, and they will really go a long way to updating the look of your furniture. You can change the patterns, you can change the textures, you can change the colors without having to invest in a whole new piece. Once you have worked your way through some of those high impact items, move on to phase 2 of your transition plan. In phase 2, you're going to tackle your decorative accessories and your accent furniture. These details are like the jewelry of your home. They refine the overall look and make your style feel intentional. Updating them is a key step when you want to transition between interior design styles smoothly. Decorative accents are things like vases and statues, canisters and bathroom accessories, hooks and hangers, baskets and bins. Here's how swapping out some of these things can really change the style of your space. You can replace ornate vases that are keeping you in a more traditional style with some sleek glass options that will lean a little bit more modern. When it comes to canisters and bathroom accessories, these are small, everyday items that are really affordable to swap out. You can find little bathroom accessories like toothbrush holders, tumblers, soap dishes, soap dispensers. You can find sets of these online, and they're very easy and inexpensive to swap out if you want to update your style. Hooks and hangers are another thing that will scream one style versus the other. So swapping out like wrought iron for a matte black or a bamboo for a brass will help you move towards one style versus another. Swapping out baskets and bins can also help you transition between styles. Woven baskets and bins suggest more of a boho or coastal style, while acrylic bins suggest more of a modern clean line style. When it comes to accent furniture, think about things like side tables and stools, cabinets and bookcases, console tables and coffee tables, and bar carts and ottomans. When it comes to side tables and stools, rustic wood side tables read more farmhouse, while sleek metal ones lean more industrial. Open shelving feels more modern, while closed cabinetry feels more traditional. So think about swapping out some of these smaller furniture pieces in the second phase of your transition. Here are some budget-friendly ways to transition your decorative accessories and accent furniture. The first is spray paint. You can spray paint vases, trays, and tables to give them a whole new finish. The next is to update your hardware. Swapping out cabinet pulls and knobs will give you a totally new style. So think about swapping them out on your kitchen cabinetry or your bathroom cabinetry. You can also swap out knobs on dressers or console tables or even on a china cabinet. Covers are also an inexpensive option to update stools and ottomans. When you're transitioning your accessories, think about going secondhand and thrifting some new items from a secondhand shop to replace the old ones that are in your home. This is a more budget-friendly way to go about it than just buying all new. And lastly, let's talk about maintaining a flexible canvas. This is creating a backdrop of classic colors and a classic timeless color palette so that you can transition between interior design styles easily. Number one is to keep a neutral backdrop. Think about keeping your walls, your large rugs, and your foundational furniture neutral. Try to steer away from too many busy patterns or trendy finishes. Instead, keep them nice and neutral. Number two is to go with a classic color palette. We talked all about this in how to choose a timeless color palette for your home. I will link that video in the description below. But choose versatile hues like warm neutrals, muted blues, or greens that work well across multiple design styles. By maintaining this flexible canvas and a neutral backdrop, you'll be able to sprinkle in decorative accessories, small accents, and wall art and accent rugs here and there, the less expensive items, to achieve that style that you're looking for versus having to replace large pieces of furniture each time you want to transition your home into a new style. That's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you liked it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to visit me at DianeDecor.com. I post all about home decorating ideas and inspiration over there. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.